Laura with Down Home with Lemon Pie, and today I'm going to be showing you the books that we've used for 3rd grade. Okay, so for 3rd grade we use My Father's World. We used it for kindergarten as well, and then we skip the 1st grade level, but we do the next level, which is this one, Adventures in My Father's World. It's perfect for 2nd or 3rd grade, but we used it with 3rd because in 3rd grade, my oldest daughter was a 3rd grader and my 2nd daughter was a 1st grader, so it was a really great time for us to bring this program in. So My Father's World, one of the things I really like about it is it has a lot of things already included. It has the Bible lessons already, so it talked about all the names of Jesus, and each week or so we did a new one, and so we had learned all of those. Then it has other books that go with it that you also get, and this one is one that talks about American history. That was the focus for the whole school year, was American history, and we started at Vikings and came all the way to present day. And so we used this book, and there's a couple other books we had to get, which was this one. This one's really great because it's told through stories, and the kids, it's not just boring nonfiction stories, it's actually got cute little stories, like little fictional stories that go along with it, and there's historical fiction that you read, and as you're reading they're learning about the timeline and the culture and the time period and all the things. So it was really neat for us. It also tells you at the end of each section cute little step-by-step sections. This one was birch bark canoes. There's one about soap making and all kinds of things. So it's really neat. It does have these. At the next part, we did not do any of this. We just skipped right over it because I didn't feel like it was necessary for our education. The kids were learning and able to tell me the things they were learning, so I wasn't worried about quizzing them. So those are some of the books that it's includes, or that it asks that you use with it. This is another one. Cute little picture book that goes with it, and North American Indians, again a short picture book. This one, Red, White, and Blue, it is an easy reader, but it has us read it together because and it's great to add to your easy reader collection, but we did it has you do it all together because it has a lot of good information about the flag, the history of the flag. So that was really good. So there are read-alouds that also go with My Father's World. One of the things that My Father's World doesn't include is all of your core subjects, like your reading and your math and your handwriting and your grammar and your spelling. It has things that it recommends you can use. So you have to get those separately. But for science and history and Bible, it's really complete and full and perfect because all of the subjects are kind of interrelated. These are one of the read-alouds. We had Squanto, we loved this one. Courage of Sarah Noble was another read-aloud we did. This is not the one that it asks you to use. This is the 2nd book in this series. We had already read the 1st book. So the 1st one's called Stories from Grandma's Attic. This is more stories. We had already read the 1st one, so we did the 2nd one. Sarah Witcher's story. This isn't one that I thought I would like, but I loved it. It was really cute, and it's a true story, so that's fun. The next two are really thick, and they take a little bit more time. So for these two, we have On the Banks of Plum Creek. These are Little House stories, and we have Farmer Boy. So for both of these, which my kids loved, we if we were at home, like doing morning time, I would read from the book. But if later that afternoon we had to run some errands, maybe I got the audio books from the library. So when we were in the car, we would just continue on. So that really helped us get through these thick books in a timely manner. So we would just read them along, and then we'd pick up wherever it left off in the car. When we got back in the house, at the next time that we were ready to read, we would pick it back up. We did a couple other read alouds. It also recommends Mountain Born, but we didn't read that one. Oh, and there's another picture book it recommends, A Thanksgiving Story. We did read that one, but I have it packed up, so I don't have it here. It's in our fall decorations. I keep kind of all the fall things together with my decorations, so I remember to pull them all out, and I don't lose them. So instead of Mountain Born, we did some other read alouds. We did Sign of the Beaver. I wasn't sure about this one, but I knew my boys would like it, and actually my girls liked it too, so this one was fun. Took a little bit of time to get into the story, but there's a movie that goes with it, so that was a fun way to end that book. And then What Happened, Paul Revere, very informative, tons of good information here that I had no idea about, so that was really nice. And this one I got at the homeschool convention with the intentions of it being a chapter book for my daughter to read, my third grader. But when I got it home and I was looking through it, I realized it had so much great information that I chose to do it as a read aloud instead. So if you haven't read the Who Was or What Was books, they are actually really well done. So we do like those. And they're at a level that, those are the pictures that are in the middle, but they're at a level that's perfect for this age. So, so for science, My Father's World has 3 books that we had to have. We had this one. This one I was surprised looking at the cover. This is an Usborne book. I thought it was going to be a lot younger than it is, and I was a little bit hesitant. I thought, oh, this will be okay for my first grader. It was actually really good for everybody. So you can see it's got all kinds of great stuff. But even so, it says my first, it's still great. So that was like our text, our science text, and then this was the experiments. This is actually 3 books in one. This is also an Usborne book, and it's actually these 3 books, Science with Air, Science in the Kitchen, and Science with Plants, all in one. So you can get those individually or separate. For this curriculum, it used the first 2, Science with Air and Science in the Kitchen, so I just chose to get the whole collection in one. But it has experiments, and they asked that we plan to do all of them. Some worked, some we couldn't get to work, some I didn't have the supplies for, we ran out of time. And some were just something I didn't really think we were ready to delve into, so we just watched a similar experiment on YouTube and supplemented that way. Bird's nest eggs. In a previous video I talked about Fun with Nature, and it was a collection, a thick book. It was a collection of a bunch of these. So this is a single book from the second one, which is More Fun with Nature. So the second one has these books here. I don't know if you can see, plus this one. And so this one I liked. This was our bird study, which went along with our lessons. And each 2-page spread, you've got the bird. Sometimes like this one's got the male and female, and then about the bird, about their nest, and about their eggs, and every page is like that. Oh, and then there's some crafts and activities that you can do too. So I like this. I love learning about birds. I think they're fascinating and they're beautiful. So I really was excited about learning more with that. Okay, so one other thing that My Father's World also has is it does a state study, and it focuses on one state, and you learn all the states. So we used a bunch of things that there were a bunch of things that we used to go along with that. Before the school year started, I wrote, there was a printout letter that I could get on the My Father's World YouTube or Facebook group, and I printed that out, and we mailed letters to all of the state governors, telling them that we were going to study about their state and asking them to please send us something to help us. So a lot of them did, and so then as we got those packages in and we came to their state, then we would open up our package. We also had a scratch-off map where we scratched off the state as we learned it. They had student sheets that went along with it that they used to fill out and learn. Hold on. Yes, darling. So that's real life, my 4-year-old. Anyways, so we had our state study, and the kids really enjoyed that. We did a YouTube video. They would sing along. We played it every day, and they would learn all the states in alphabetical order. None of this is required or expected. It was just things that we found to add in. And we had scrambled states game, just fun stuff to keep us busy and keep us learning, and to make it more fun than just drawing in their book. So anyway, and there is a book you can get that is, I think it's called Eat Your Way Across America or something like that. And we didn't do that one, but I did try to find recipes on certain states, and sometimes we would make the fun recipe that was traditional to their area. So that was fun. For art, we did Art Hub for Kids, which is on YouTube. It's a YouTube channel. And I just had my two older girls do, they have all kinds of things that they can have you teach you to draw. And some of them corresponded right with our lessons, like they had an Abraham Lincoln and George Washington and a teepee and Viking, all kinds of things. So whatever the topic was we were studying, I just found an Art Hub for Kids drawing that went along with that, and they did that in their drawing journals. That was just my older two girls. For everybody, we did this kind of during tea time. This is Come Look With Me. It's a whole series, Come Look With Me, and this one is Art in Early America. And I like this one. It showed us art from that time period that we were studying, so that's just pulling everything together. And then you have the piece of art, information about it. This is about the artist, kind of a little biography or a little bit about that time. And then up here you have questions that are completely age appropriate regarding the picture. So we did this as a tea time. We do tea time on a loop schedule. So just whenever we came back around to art history, that's when I would pull this book out. It didn't take very long. I added a lot of things because I did have a third grader, and she's very, very bright. And goes through things quickly. And also My Father's World talks about a book basket, and just kind of having a basket of books for each, as you're changing subjects and themes that are available. And that's perfect for times. Oh, sorry for my light. Benefits of an old house. But anyway, so the book basket is something that the kids can go to, like if you're putting younger kids down for a nap, you can have your older kids go to the book basket and find something quiet that they can look through or read through there. So for that, I already had this one, so I added this one to it. This is great it's a Child's Day. This is part of a series by Bobby Cowman. And there's all kinds. There's kitchen gadgets and tools and grist mill and all kinds of different topics you can find. But I got a Child's Day because they're children, so they could kind of see what life was like for the children in that time period. Okay, so one of the things I really liked about this book is that anytime my kids were having issues with, they didn't like the food I was serving, or they thought they had too many chores or too much work to do or whatever, this book is really fun to bring out and show them that actually this is how things are in this time period, and this is kind of how it could be for you. So it shows the kids working hard, they're doing their chores. It talks about how they have to work before they can play. They have to eat everything that's provided. So this is a great book for any time. Anyways, so then we also did games from long ago, from that same series. My kids loved learning new games that went along with that time period. I don't know what is going on with my hair. Anyway, they liked learning games from that time period, and they played them outside. Little card games, dominoes, some different kinds of tag, just all kinds of cute things. We, let's see, we like the American Girl books. So if you're not familiar with the World books, this is Felicity's World, and this one just shows you all kinds of information about that time period, what her world, or what the world was like in that time period. So it's cute. It's perfect for the book basket. Has all the things, and it tells you how they're used. To go along with that, we had craft book, Felicity's craft book. There's also recipe books that go with this, and they have them for several of the girls. So you can just kind of pick whatever time period you're studying and choose that book. But they only did a couple of these crafts, but I liked that they had it available if they needed to do them. Some of them I think they need to be older to do. But also like that they could just see how the crafts were done in case they were questioning that. We did read this one. And this one, although it's short, it takes a lot longer than you think. So this took about a week, I think, and I just did a little bit each day because it's content heavy. So if it's got too much information, then they just zone out. This is another William J. Bennett. Again, we loved this one, but this one was about America. We were studying America, so this was a perfect time to pull this one out. Again, with these books, sometimes there's things that are a little bit violent or things that I wasn't quite comfortable sharing with them at this age, so we skipped over those. So I would recommend pre-reading some of these first. So we do Charlotte Mason homeschooling. I'm not talking about that in this video, but I'll talk about it in a later video. But so for reading, for my third grader, I just had her choose, I kind of picked out a collection of things that went along with our studies and our topics, things that were biographical or historical, that fit into our studies. So these are some of these that she chose to read. Some we bought and some we got from the library. I'll just flip through them here pretty quickly. Okay, that's a short chapter book. And she likes these, even though she's beyond this level, she likes them because she can do them quickly and in one sitting. So I'm okay with that too. And then she goes back later and she gives me a narrative, is what they call it in Charlotte Mason. And she actually read this whole series. This is backwards, so this is 6. She read all of them, 5. This is the American Girl series on Samantha. And I just bought all those used online. Okay, so this is Imagination Station. These are by Adventures in Odyssey, and they are really good moral stories. But this one, the kids all travel back in time, and this one is 13. So 13, 14, and 15 are American history. And so she read through all of those. I'm getting quite the file over here. So for core subjects, we did pen time is what I like for handwriting. It doesn't cost hardly anything. This is level 2, which is print to cursive, and then here's level 3. Just pick whichever one your child's ready for. It doesn't really matter. And then we finished this book. If you're watching my other videos, you know that we started this in 1st grade, and we worked some on it in 2nd grade, and now we finished it in 3rd grade. Spelling Power, we use this. This we start in 3rd grade, and it goes all the way to 12th grade. So these are the spelling words and lessons that we do the whole time. And then we use teaching textbooks for math. This is self-directed, self-paced, self-graded, self-everything. So that was really great for me because it freed up my time and my life to help my little ones that were doing reading or other things that they needed help with. And I could go back, log in, and check her grade book and see the things she needed help with. But she loved this and I loved this, so we're gonna do this next year too. And we have the answer booklet and the text. I didn't actually use those, but you can if you need extra help or extra practice. So those are the things that we used for 3rd grade. I invite you to please subscribe and like our channel. I have lots more videos coming, and I just want to thank you for watching. If you need a printout of all of these books, I'm going to put that on my blog, which is Down Home with Lemon Pie. There'll be a link at the end, and you'll be able to find that. And I'll link all of these books, or I'll put where you can get the printout on the comments here on the video, so you can find it. Thanks for watching, and see you later.